Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it's time for another Pokemon TCG live online match video featuring some more cards from the new Guardians Rising expansion of Pokemon TCG Sun and Moon. This week, we're going to take a look at a deck that I'm calling 1.21 Gigawatts! And if you know Back to the Future, you know what that's sort of a reference to. But I guess it's a reference to Back to the Future. But anyways, before we get started, I do want to point out that, you know what I'm going to do this time? In the video itself, in fact, right about now, I think, you'll be seeing a code given to me by my friend Josh, also known as Wally, who had a few extra codes, and he sent some my way, and I thought, I'm going to get them out to the viewers. So right below my face, you can see that code right now. It is for, I believe, a Fates Collide booster pack, I think it is. Not sure, but it should say down in the thing down below. So first come, first served, as usual. Grab that code and enter it into Pokemon TCG Online, where I'm at right now. And if you're the first one to do so, you get yourself a new booster pack of online cards. So with that being said, let's now go ahead and take a look at the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity. Now, of course, it looks like it's spelled gigawatts, but one of the fun things about Back to the Future is, I don't know if they knew how to pronounce giga, because, okay, for example, in Pokemon, the move Giga Drain, does anyone call it Giga Drain? I don't. But anyway, all that being said, it's going to focus on a good old Pokemon GX, of course. I'm trying to take a look at these guys first. This time we're going to take a look at Vikavolt GX. So this is the first really strategic deck that I put together using new cards from Guardians Rising. So Vikavolt GX, what can be said about this Pokemon? Well, it's a Lightning type, 240 HP. For a single Lightning Energy, Charge Beam does a decent 50 damage for 1 energy, and you attach an energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Now, for a Lightning and 3 colorless, 180 massive damage. Excuse me, my throat is kind of rough today. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Okay. Now, Gigatron-GX, for the same amount of energy, this attack does 60 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So it doesn't actually hit the active Pokemon on the opposing side, but it does do 60 to each thing on the bench. Now it says don't apply weakness and resistance, of course, to bench Pokemon. I've got a card that might change that, and it might not, and I'll explain both reasonings once we get to that card. But this is the Pokemon right here, and oops, what did I just click? Wrong button, apparently. I went over to our Rainbow Rare Vikavolt GX. Fun story. For this deck, I needed to trade for some cards, and I needed a couple of Alolan Vulpix. So I was like, what do I want to get in exchange? Well, I need the Alolan Vulpix. What do I want to trade in exchange? So I thought, I'll just put a few, I'll ask for a few Alolan Vulpix. I also asked for a booster pack of Guardians Rising in exchange for my Espeon-GX, one of the ones that I have, because I know it's a pretty popular card. I figure someone might go for it. Someone did take me up on that trade. I got the Vulpix that I needed, and I got the booster pack. Open it up, boom, Rainbow Rare Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales in that pack. That's awesome, but I didn't need the Alolan Ninetales. I did offer it for trade for this card you're seeing right here. It's not trade locked. I can trade this for another Rainbow Rare for the next video and keep trading. I'm excited for that. Now, of course, some Rainbow Rares are going to be a little more harder to come by. Like, I'm assuming that the Tapu Lele GX Rainbow Rare. Don't quite know if I'm going to find that one for trade, but I'll do what I can. Anyway, very cool. A Rainbow Rare going to be in the deck this week. Watch it be prized. Anyway, now, the thing is, you lose 2 energy using Super Zap Cannon, of course. You want to get that energy back on, because under normal circumstances, it's going to be another 2 turns before you can power up. You can either attach 1 energy one turn, 2nd energy the next turn, use the Super Zap Cannon again. You can even attach 1 energy and then Charge Beam and bring back another one for the discard pile. That's a little bit too slow for my liking, so I'm going to combine Vikavolt GX with Vikavolt, the regular from the Sun and Moon base set. The ability of Strong Charge, once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Grass Energy card and a Lightning Energy card and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. You can see what I'm going with there, or where I'm going with this. Vikavolt is going to power up Vikavolt GX every turn, consistent Super Zap Cannon damage, 180 being fired off of the opponent. It's going to have a lot of power behind it. It's going to take a little bit of time to get both of these Vikavolt and the Vikavolt GX into play, of course. I do have 2 of the regular Vikavolt, 2 Charge-a-Bug, and 4 Grubbin. Now, of course, you'll see I'm using Rare Candy, of course, because I can evolve quicker, of course, using the Rare Candy. I can go right from Grubbin into Vikavolt. You need to bypass the Stage 1 by putting a Stage 2 on top of the basic that it evolves up from. But we're going to get into the trainer cards a little bit too soon. We're going to wait 4 Grubbin, 2 Charge-a-Bug, 4 Vikavolt / Vikavolt GX, and there we go. Now I've got 3 unknown just to add some more basics into the deck and get some more draw support, because of course the Farewell Letter ability says if it's on your bench, you can discard it and all cards attached to it, and it doesn't count as a knockout. First of all, you get to draw a new card, possibly a more beneficial card, because although in one testing against somebody, Unknown did get a knockout with super effective hidden power, you're not often going to see Unknown doing anything other than being discarded to draw a different card that is a little more useful in competitive. And there's a couple of those Alolan Vulpix that I mentioned. I really like the attack for no energy, Beacon. Search your deck for 2 Pokemon, put them into hand, shuffle up. You can find any Pokemon cards that you need using no energy on Alolan Vulpix, and I love that. It is excellent, not even draw support, it's search support. So that's going to be the 15 Pokemon. Scrolling quickly down to the energy, you'll see it's pretty simple stuff. 6 basic grass, 6 basic lightning, no special energy to be concerned about. I wonder if I should consider maybe Flash Energy at some point. I don't really use it. It's a lightning energy that can only attach to lightning Pokemon. Well, it's a regular card, but it provides lightning energy and eliminates the weakness of the Pokemon it's attached to. I might consider that someday, but the way this deck works, the basic energy is definitely more, beneficial for cycling through quickly. So there's 12 energy in the deck, 33 trainer cards. Starting off with the Energy Recycler. A lot of times I'll put Energy Retrieval in my decks to bring cards back into hand, but this is more beneficial for this particular strategy. I get to shuffle 5 basic energy cards from my discard pile into the deck. Now, if I was to use Energy Retrieval and bring them into hand, I can still only play 1 from hand every turn. But by shuffling up to 5 energy cards back into the deck, Vikavolt lets me put 2 of those from the deck right onto a Pokemon. And if I have one in hand, I can play that one from hand too. So that's like 2 extra energy, by 3 energy total for the turn, right? So I've got 2 energy recyclers, a couple of Evo Sodas to evolve my Pokemon up. I've got a Field Blower, which is kind of an interesting choice to put in. Choose up to 2. This is another card from the Sun and Moon Guardians Rising expansion. Choose up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon Tool cards and Stadium cards in play, yours or the opponent's, and discard them. So what I'm considering using this for, you'll see I've got a couple of different kinds of tools in the deck this week. If I find one of my own tools is not working for the Pokemon I've attached it to, I can Field Blow it off and put a different tool on, see if that's going to work a little bit better. I've got 2 level balls to find any Pokemon of 90 HP or less, so that's everything except either the Vikavolt or the Vikavolt GX. A couple Nest Balls as well to get a basic Pokemon from discard pile, from the deck right onto the bench. I've got those 2 rare candies, 2 super rods. It's also for some good energy reshuffling into the deck, or if I need to get some Pokemon back, I can do that too. I can choose 3 cards total, combining Pokemon and basic energy in any combination, put them back into the deck. A couple of Ultra Balls, very good draw support, or I keep saying draw support, search support, discarding 2 cards from hand, searching your deck for any Pokemon that you happen to need. And a couple of Versus Seekers. One of my favorite cards, of course, is the Versus Seeker. Bring back any supporter you've already used, and if you haven't used your supporter yet, you can play it immediately on that turn. So as far as stadiums go, I wasn't really sure what to put in for this. I just went with the Rough Seas because we have, of course, Vikavolt and Vikavolt GX are lightning types. We've also got Alolan Vulpix, which is water type, so I can heal 30 damage from each of those Pokemon every turn using the Rough Seas. Of course, the opponent can too, but with 180 damage being fired off from the Super Zap Cannon, I don't think 30 HP recover is really going to help them that much, So, let's try that again. Into the supporters we go. Starting off with a Bridget, looking for 3 basic Pokemon and putting them onto the bench, or 1 basic EX, but of course I don't have any EXs in the deck. I've got 1 Lysandre. You always gotta have 1 Lysandre. In fact, quite often 2 or 3 or even 4 are recommended because I've fallen victim to my own Lysandre tactics many times. Very effective, bringing up a benched Pokemon on the opposing side of your choice, possibly getting the knockout as they're powering it up. It's not fun to be on the receiving end of that, but on the serving end, oh, it's a glorious moment. Anyway, we got Pokemon Center Lady to heal 60 damage and all special conditions from one of your Pokemon. We got a Pokemon Ranger. Now, the reason I'm putting Ranger in is because I messed up. I want to put Hex Maniac in. And why did I want to put Hex Maniac in? Let me think. There was something I was planning for. I don't know. I'm going to put... Yeah, I don't think I want to use the Ranger. So I'm doing a bit of deck editing on the fly here. We're going to take the Ranger out. There must have been a reason I thought Ranger instead of Hex Maniac. But I definitely want to put Hex Maniac in. I'm trying to think, there's an ability that kind of scared me when I was thinking about this strategy of mine. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what that ability is, but by playing Hex Maniac, can I scroll down? I can't scroll down, wait a minute. There we go, what happened there? Alright, so Hex Maniac, of course, until the end of the opponent's next turn, each Pokemon in play, in hand, and discard pile have no abilities. So I can use my own strong charge ability first, get all my abilities, whatever I need done, and then play Hex Maniac. It's going to prevent me from using any further abilities, but if I've already done them, it doesn't matter, and prevents the opponent from using their own abilities as well. Yeah, there must have been a reason I did this, but I can't even think of it right now. Anyway, moving on, we have Professor Kukui. If 180 damage from Zap Cannon isn't quite enough, Kukui lets me do 20 more, while also drawing me 2 extra cards for that turn. I could do 200 damage with the old Vikavolt GX Super Zap Cannon. I've got Sycamore, of course, as always. You get to draw, or discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Very useful draw support. 2 Skylas are in the deck, of course. I love using Skyla as well. Search your deck for any trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. I've got myself a Wally in here for Quick Evolution. I can play a Grubbin on one turn. Next turn I can Evo Soda into Charge-a-Bug and immediately Wally into Vikavolt or Vikavolt GX as well, because Wally lets you evolve a Pokemon on the first turn that it's in play, breaking that normal rule of restricting that. Alright, let's talk tools. First of all, I want to put in some of these choice bands, because if I'm fighting any EXs or GXs, this is definitely going to help. The attacks the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage to the opponent's active GX or EX. So, definitely that just explains itself right there. But I want to try something with the Gigatron-GX. I'm going to try this. I've got Wide Lens. Damage from the attacks of this Pokemon this card is attached to is affected by weakness and resistance for your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, let us say, for example, the opponent drops down, oh, I don't know, a Shaman EX, full art, onto their bench for the set-up draw support. Theoretically, putting a Wide Lens on Gigavolt, putting a Wide Lens on the Vikavolt GX is going to allow the Gigatron GX attack to do super effective damage onto that Shaman, because it is weak to lightning. But in testing, this didn't work, and I don't know why. I was fighting a computer opponent. They had Yveltal on their bench, weak to lightning. I used Gigatron GX. It only did 60. So I don't know if maybe if I'm missing something as a professor, feel free to educate me. Is there any reason that combination shouldn't do double damage to a benched Pokemon weak to lightning? I can't think of it. If there's a reason, I'm missing it. But I think it might just be that the game has not yet sort of been updated and programmed to calculate that. So if that's the case, if the Wide Lens is not doing the trick, that's why I've got the Field Blower in here. I can just get rid of that Wide Lens, just send it to the junk pile, and then go for a Choice Band instead to do more damage to an active EX or GX. So that's going to be the first really strategic deck of the Guardians Rising expansion, featuring Vikavolt GX and some support Pokemon, of course. We have 15 Pokemon, 33 trainers, and 12 energy cards. Let's now dive into some battles and see how well the Totem Pokémon of Hokulani Observatory does against the opponents in this week's Pokemon TCG live online match. Alright, 1.21 Gigawatts is up against Amonkhet with a colorless and psychic type deck with a pretty fancy looking jacket you got there. Doesn't beat the Charizard it had, unfortunately, but it's pretty cool stuff. And look at those shoes. Alright, enough fashion going on here. Lunala coin. You have the Lunala theme deck. We lose the coin flip. Do we get the mulligan? Come on, let's be consistent with our videos. Mulligan, mulligan, mulligan. Come on, give it. We mulligan. Excellent stuff. Yes! If nothing else, my decks might not be consistent, but apparently my decks are consistent in a way. Alright, enough trying to make a manufactured victory where none exists. Let's go ahead and get a basic this time around. Wow, we've got a lot of options. I'm going to lead with the Vulpix, because we do get to attack first. I'll be able to beacon for no energy and get 2 Pokemon into hand. The opponent seems kind of shocked about this, though. So we are done. Wonder what they're surprised about. Maybe because I saw the Vikavolt GX. That could be a thing. Now they get to take one more card, of course, for the mulligan, which is unfortunate, but we see... Are we going to see Toxapex GX? This would be a pretty cool showdown. And could we defeat that? What kind of HP do they have? Oh, come on! That was going to be my farewell letter ability. I shouldn't have put that unknown down yet. I actually could have waited. Maybe that's a smart thing to do. I wonder if this is the person I traded the Espeon-GX to. That would be interesting. Alright, Espeon-GX is on the field. I do have a level ball, though. I can get myself another unknown, which would be kind of good. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll grab the unknown. Now then. Just to be safe, I could Wally right now. Do I want to? Because I could Wally into the Vikavolt GX on the next turn. I'm thinking if I play Wally, I can thin the deck by 1 card. I'm going to play my odds here. I'm going to say, no, it's not worth it. I'm going to use the unknown letter, or the farewell letter of this unknown. Hopefully get an energy. No, we get a nest ball. Here's what we're going to do with the nest ball. We're going to grab the other unknown. We're going to put that one to the bench. We're going to then farewell letter that one and hope for another energy card. Come on, give me some luck. I didn't put any Professor's letters in the deck this week, unfortunately. But we have just what we need. We're going to drop this on the unknown. Let's go ahead and retreat into the Vulpix. And I've actually got Versus Seeker in hand. Thank you. I'm going to Wally now. I will get Charge-a-Bug in play. Thank you very much. I can, of course, always Versus Seeker on the next turn. Get Wally back. I'm going to Farewell Letter once more. Toss this unknown away. Grab myself an Evo Soda. And now let's go ahead and Beacon away. Only problem here, we really don't have any energy to work with. I'm going to grab a Vikavolt, and I'll grab a Vikavolt GX. Of course, I get the Rainbow Rare. Another Grubbin. Alright. So, I gotta think how to play this. With a double colorless, they can't quite win the game just yet. A Psychic would knock out poor little Vulpix. But if they don't have double colorless, we're still okay-ish. They don't. Alright. So it's not quite done yet. We are confused. That is unfortunate, but it's handleable. Let's drop the Grubbin. I can't use Wally again. Well, I can use Wally to get a Vikavolt, but I already have Vikavolt. Let us... Which do I evolve first? Because if I evolve this Vikavolt, I can at least start getting energy attached. That might be the thing to do. I'm going to leave the Vulpix to take the hit. It's kind of sad, but, you know, it is what has to be done. Let's now start charging up. I'm going to grab 1 Grass, 1 Lightning. I'm afraid if they have Lysandre, they can really do some damage to me by bringing up this Grubbin, so I'm going to start attaching to Vikavolt itself, not the GX just yet. And I'm going to, I guess, end the turn. I don't want to risk knocking myself out due to confusion. That is a coin flip, of course. Alright, they're steadily powering this up. We're going to see another G... No, we're not! I didn't even notice that you evolved into Cosmo M earlier. So it's a regular Lunala. Versus Seeker. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go, everybody. Alright. Lysandre being played. It's an interesting attack. You're going to confuse me. Alright. Well, I'm of course going to evolve into Charge-a-Bug. I can now Versus Seeker for Wally. We're going to do just that. And here's a pretty interesting... Wait. No, I've got Vikavolt in hand. That was a mistake. What I'm going to do instead, I'm going to Super Rod the 3 unknown back in. So back they go. I'm now going to Level Ball for one of those. And see if I can get some more draw support. I kind of like recycling the unknown like this. So we'll drop the unknown down. I'm trying to think how I can play this. If I could somehow get the Vikavolt discarded and Super Rod it back in, well then I would need to Wally. I'm already playing a support, so I can't play another supporter this turn. I'll just drop 2 more unknown and a Grubbin down. I'll make use of course, another Farewell Letter. That was a wasted Versus Seeker. I'm not playing right at all today. Go for another Farewell Letter. Find a Choice Band. I like that. Alright, so we're going to use the Strong Charge again. Choose Grass and Lightning. What we're going to do here, I'll attach 1 to the Vikavolt, having the Grass Energy, and I'm concerned about a knockout. I'm going to put this onto the Alolan Vulpix. My next plan is I'm going to retreat for the 3 energy on Vikavolt, bring up the Alolan Vulpix. And let's go ahead and Beacon, just to thin the deck out a little bit. I'll grab another couple of Pokemon. I'll grab Grubbin and... I'll grab the other Vulpix, I think. taking those into hand. So, of course, we are about to lose this Alolan Vulpix, unless they have another Versus Seeker that could hit me for, well, they couldn't knock anything out, I don't think. They can do 90 with Psychic, or is it just 60? 60 plus 30 more for each energy that I have, so they can hit Vulpix for 90. But none of my other Pokemon they can knock out just yet. So there's the Side Beam. What we're going to do at this point, I'm going to send up the Grubbin to take a hit. It is now time for Rainbow Rare Vikavolt GX to hit the field. And how much energy is discarded? We got 5 already discarded. We're going to Energy Recycler right now. Put all 5 of those back in. Back they go. Alright, now let's get the Strong Charge charging up. Grab a Grass and a Lightning. You know where they're both going, right? They're going on to Vikavolt GX, of course. And I don't think there's anything really else I need to play. I'll end the turn. Grubbin, it's unfortunate, but you're going to take the hit. What's going to happen here, as long as everything plays out the way I'm thinking, Vikavolt GX will become active. I'm going to throw that Choice Band on there to add 30 more damage to Super Zap Cannon. It's going to be 210, dealing damage to Espeon-GX. That will be the knockout. So it'll even up the game at 4 prizes remaining apiece. I really want to see if they have Toxapex GX, though. That'd be amazing. Oh, they just do the, oh yeah, they can only do 60 to me. Well, that changes things. In that case, there's nothing we can do for retreat cost or anything. I'm going to Strong Charge. I'll put 2 energy onto the Grubbin to retreat if necessary. I'm going to put a Grass onto the Grubbin. I'll put another one on the Grubbin. I'll just hit it for 20. I'm saving the Choice Band in hand. Hopefully they don't hit me with an N or something like that. Spice Grip for a simple 20 damage. Which means we don't need the Choice Band to knock out the Espeon-GX any longer. They're going to hit Grubbin for 120 if they go for that Psychic attack. That's going to hurt. You're welcome to do that. Fortunately, you can't Lysandre me this time around. And you think you're safe from a Super Zap Cannon. Lo and behold, Choice Band says otherwise. Unless Choice Band doesn't work the way I'm thinking too, just like in training, the Wide Lens didn't. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to Strong Charge it up for a couple energy onto the Vikavolt. Vikavolt GX, I should say. And you know what? Is there any way that I can... Well, I'm going to drop another Grubbin. I'm trying to think, is there any way I can get a Vikavolt GX or just regular Vikavolt in hand? Probably not. I'm going to put the Choice Band onto Vikavolt GX. We'll attach this to this Grubbin. Let's just go now with the 210 Super Zap Cannon. And discard a Lightning and a Grass. So down goes their Espeon-GX. 2 prizes being taken from my side. Pretty decent power there. Kukui and an Ultra Ball. If I had Kukui, I could have done that too without the Choice Band. Alright, what do you have to work with? You could do 40 to me. You're going to end it right there, though. So, you saw the strategy. Kind of a short match. I'm going to see if I can get one more, showing off more Vikavolt GX power, if possible. 50 tokens, yes, and 10 more. I got some good stuff there. And the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity up against Gengaror Mew with a Colorless and Darkness deck and a Chansey coin. Oh, how lucky. Alright, does luck help me out? Of course, it is their lucky coin. Therefore, it's probably going to be their luck. We're going to lose the coin flip. We're going to take the second turn. We're going to mulligan. I'm calling it. Who's taking that first turn? Okay, I was wrong about that. Was I wrong about the mulligan? That'd be sweet. I was. Of course, it's not the best starting hand with Unknown in hand, but hey, the opponent has a mulligan. So if need be, I could draw more cards. So let's see what they're working with, first of all, in their first 7 cards. Get an idea for their strategy. We see no Pokemon. Never mind, just a lot of Darkness energy. Okay, then. But I've got Bridget. I can play her down, of course, get a bunch of basics onto the bench. I can then attach an energy to this Unknown and retreat. I've got an Ultra Ball, too, which is not bad. I could get Vikavolt into play on turn 2. Rare Candy, of course, is in hand as well. Okay. It's a decent amount of cards. Decent hand. I like it. So, which Pokemon leads on the opposing side? They're probably going to see the cards flip over and see nothing but unknown and think, oh, I've got this one in the bag. And they might, might still happen. You never know what's going to happen with Pokemon TCG. Luck of the draw, the opponent's strategy, the opponent deck, the deck build, all that stuff comes into play. It also comes down to if they can choose their active Pokemon. There we go. Alright. Do they have anything for their bench? Now, sometimes when things like this happen where they're taking a long time, I wonder if maybe they're having internet problems. Because I've had internet problems before where everything just lags out. I remember there was a video I put up where the internet was lagging so bad, I started getting the timer ticking me down from 15 seconds. It got to 0 seconds, but then the game kicked back in. So I didn't lose any, I didn't lose the match because of that. I'm not going to take the card for the mulligan. Oh, okay, we see a Drumpa. Alright, so first things being first, we're going to go ahead and grab Bridget. We'll grab an unknown, grab a Vulpix, I said unknown when I hit Grubbin. I'm going to grab another unknown, though. Now, what can you hit me with? You can do 20. Okay, that is doable. We're going to attach this to the unknown. We will then retreat it into the Alolan Vulpix. Do I Ultra Ball now? I just hope they don't hit me with an N or Judge or something. But I'm going to Ultra Ball, discarding these two cards, the energy. I can, of course, shuffle them back in later. I'm going to grab... which Vikavolt? I'm going to get the Vikavolt GX. Might not be the smartest thing. We can't really accelerate energy just yet, but who knows, the farewell letter could help us with that. That's not bad. I can use that for Bridget again. Now, unknown farewell letter number 2. We get a grass energy. I've already attached energy for the turn. We're going to pass it over. Come on. Hit me for 20. That's all you're going to be able to do. Trainer's Mail. Wait, you could do something more now. A Team Skull Grunt. Don't discard energy from my hand. I need those. So what is it again? It's like the opponent reveals their hand, and then you discard 2 energy that you find, I think. Okay, they got an Ultra Ball. We're going to see... if we see Shaman EX, I would love to test out that... the wide lens if I can find that. Come on, get your Shaman EX, drop it on your bench. I know you're going to. You got nothing but colorless Pokemon in here as it is. They get rid of their full art Team Skull Grunt. Now we can see what it does. Discard 2 energy cards in their hand when they reveal it. Yes, okay. Ultra Ball. No Shaman. It's an Eevee, though. Going to see some evolution into... which Eevee would it be? Sylveon or Espeon or Umbreon? I'm, of course, assuming it's only going to be the GXs. They might not even have energy. Never mind, they have energy. And of course, I think at the start, it's a Darkness kind of deck, so it's a Umbreon-GX. That's okay, we can deal with that. That's their energy for the turn. Do they have any sort of like switch or escape rope, or there's the N I didn't want to see? But rare candy. Does that help us? Well, it might help us with Kukui if I can get another way to find a Vikavolt or a Vikavolt GX. Choice Band onto the Dragonite. That can hit my guys for 160 now. Okay, we'll drop a Grubbin. I'm going to Nest Ball. Is there another unknown in here? There is. I'm going to drop the unknown. Before using Kukui, I'm going to wait and see what unknown can give us. I was hoping to find something like that. Ultra Ball. Let's go ahead and discard. I got 2 Rough Seas. I think I'm going to let 1 go for now. It's kind of risky, maybe. I'll let that fly. I will go with the Lightning Energy. And let's grab ourselves something for... instead of going for the GX, I'm going to go with the regular Vikavolt just to get some more energy into play. So I'm now going to Rare Candy our first Grubbin up into Vikavolt, of course. I'm going to start strong charging. I wonder if it's smart to charge up this Grubbin. I'm going to take a chance on that. I'm afraid of a Lysandre bringing up my Grubbin and stuff and then knocking it out, therefore wasting my 2 energies. Now, it's kind of a waste to use Kukui now in a way because I'm not getting the double damage, or not double, the 20 more damage off. But at least I'm finding some cards that are useful. I'm going to go ahead and Beacon. Let's grab ourselves... well, we're going to grab this Vikavolt GX, and let's grab another Grubbin. As you notice, I just got Skyla in hand. I can play her next turn. Unless they end me again, I can play Skyla to get a rare candy and put a Vikavolt GX into play immediately. Alright, we're seeing some cool stuff going on here. I can one-shot the drop of GX using, of course, the Super Zap Cannon. Don't. Yes! Alright. So as I say, I can destroy this in one hit with Super Zap Cannon. And don't. Actually, wait. If you have Lysandre... Don't. Oh, man! I was like this close to getting what I needed into play. You don't need to play in. I mean, you might just want to keep it in your hand. It's a nice card to look at. It's got Ferris wheel in the background. You could have kept it for a while, but oh well. Come on. Alright, and give me back the Vikavolt. Give me a rare candy. Well, the Versus Seeker might help. I could Kukui and just hope for some lucky rare candy. This is an interesting match, though. They keep mixing up my hand. And I've said this before, like, people, when N came back into the rotation, the standard format, some people were upset because it's so disruptive to the hand. But I like stuff like that. I like having to think on the fly. Like, what can I do with what I now have? You know what would be really bad? If I top deck Wally. Because, of course, I could evolve Charge-a-Bug on the bench. I could then Wally into one of the two Vikavolt GXs. But wait, they're both in my hand right now. I can't Wally into a card that's in my hand. It's going to be in my deck. Here we see another Ultra Ball being played by Gengaror Mew. Not finding anything. What does that do again? Shuffle your hand to the deck, then draw 10 cards. Okay. What's your retreat cost there? It's 3. Yeah, that's kind of good. We're going to Charge-a-Bug. That's probably the smartest thing. We're going to bring up... I don't know. Is it the smartest thing? Hang on. What's your HP? 180. I could one-shot you once I get the Vikavolt GX up into play. What are my other options here? I could bridge it. I could Kukui. I've already evolved into Charge-a-Bug. I can't rare candy this turn, so... I'm going to put this onto the Vulpix just for retreat purposes. I am going to bring up the Dragonite. They might have a switch or something like that, though, so it might not matter. I will now... I'm going to put 2 energy onto the standard Vikavolt right here. Get both of these ready to go in case they do Lysandre my Charge-a-Bug and knock it out before I'm ready to hit it back with our Vikavolt GX. And at this point, I'm just going to Beacon, thin the deck out, grab another couple of cards. I'll grab, I guess... I'll grab a Grubbin and a Vulpix. Just get them out of the deck. Alright, what do you have to work with now? Again, like I said, they could have a switch. Escape Rope could be a thing. I'm going to be able to one-hit KO the Dragonite on the next turn if they don't play anything crazy like, I don't know, an N. But would they want to N with 10 cards in hand? I don't know. Are they going to play 2 puzzles of time? By playing 1 puzzle of time, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and rearrange them. You then, if you play 2 of them, bring back any 2 cards you want from the discard pile. Technically, the way the cards are worded, you could use 2 puzzles of time to bring back 2 puzzles of time and just be really annoying to the opponent, but just keep that cycle going. But hopefully they, players realize that and it's just a stall tactic. Hey, there's the escape rope I was expecting to see. Okay. So, who do I switch into is the question. This could only hit me for 80, so technically Charge-a-Bug would live it. I'm going to bring Charge-a-Bug up. See, if they have a double colorless, they can hit me pretty bad. Oh, they're going to go for the Umbreon, which, with double colorless, can knock me out. Didn't think of that, did I? And there's a heads on the old Crushing Hammer. As long as you don't have a double colorless, Charge-a-Bug can get you. Choice Band, that's not going to help whatsoever. It's going to hurt. Did you Versus Seeker already? You didn't. Go ahead, play that Team Skull Grunt. That's going to do nothing. I have no energy cards in hand. You now know what I'm working with, though. Can you stop what's about to happen? I have Versus Seeker. I can grab Kukui to do 20 more damage. That's going to one-shot the Umbreon-GX, thankfully. This is kind of interesting. The most you can hit me for is 30 for the strafe. And do you switch around Pokemon? Yep. Up comes the Dragonite-EX. Alright, we're going to Rainbow Rare evolve into Vikavolt GX. I guess I'll put the other Grubbin down. Now I will Strong Charge. Go ahead and... Uh-oh. There's only one Grass Energy left in the deck. So I'm going to attach that to Vikavolt GX. I'm now going to attach this from hand. So we are powered up. Now then... I'm going to Versus Seeker. What do I need? I'm going to say... No, I can't one-shot the Umbreon-GX. It has 200 HP. So I'm going to grab Kukui just for draw support. I was going to get Lysandre and maneuver something around, but best play right now is to get more cards in hand. I need Energy Recycler is what I need. That ain't it. So let's just go ahead and Super Zap Cannon. At least taking down one Pokemon so far, losing 2 energy. Now, although it is kind of slower, I do still have Charge Beam to power up, get energy back from the discard pile, unless I get Recycler. There's the Recycler. You shuffle back 5 energy cards. You can now hit me for 120, which we will survive. Go ahead, crush that hammer. You don't have to, but I guess you're going to. Alright, yeah, makes sense. Okay. Have I used both Charge-a-Bug? There's one there. And nope, there's one more left in there, so I could level ball for the other Charge-a-Bug. So by attaching an energy, they can then do the Shadow Bullet. 90 damage, but 30 more because of the Choice Band, and I have a GX in the active spot. It's going to be an interesting match the rest of the way through. I'm having a little issue regarding energy. I need to sort of get more energy into play. I think I've used both rare... No, I haven't used both rare candies, have I? Just one. Alright. So there's Charge-a-Bug right there. Let's go ahead, attach... Or shuffle back in 5 energy cards. In fact, let's go with... We're leaving... How much is in here? We got... 2 grass. Yeah, there's 1 grass left in the deck, so this is going to be pretty good here. We'll drop the Grubbin. I can retreat, which might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I'm going to retreat the Vikavolt GX into the active Vikavolt. Strong Charge will start to power up this one, so we're going to get to see regular Vikavolt at least do some damage here. It's kind of wasteful, I guess, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I will now go for the Electro Cannon. 150, losing 3 energy from it, which is unfortunate. But if I can get the other non-GX Vikavolt, I can start powering up both. Both Pokemon can power things up much quicker. So double colorless on the Dragonite-EX. Ultra Ball. Now, if I could get my own Choice Band, that would help out a lot. I could one-shot everything. Like, I can one-shot the Dragonite anyway. Oh, wait! It's also weak to Lightning. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, we can really one-shot that thing if we can get this Vikavolt GX powered up. So, Rayquaza added to the bench. They can hit me for 90 on Vikavolt. They're going to Sycamore their hand away, draw 7 fresh cards. What do they find to work with? I can't use a Lysandre right now, which is definitely good in our favor. Another, ooh, full art, Dragonite-EX. Or that's the secret rare, isn't it? It's got a gold rim around it, that's all I realized. And I forgot the ability. Pull up. When they play it from their hand to the bench, they can put 2 basics from their discard pile back into their hand. Okay. So they're going for a single Puzzle of Time, or are they going to do 2 of them? Looks like 2, I think. They get to bring back any 2 discarded cards. Pretty fortunate to get both. Like, you have 4 Puzzle of Times in the deck. Very good to have a pair each time. So we saw a Crushing Hammer, we saw a Versus Seeker. Well, there goes that energy. See, this is why I really wanted to put Switch in the deck. I completely forgot to do that. And a Shadow Bullet. 90 to Vikavolt and 30 probably to the Vikavolt GX. As predicted. Alright, so we're in a bit of a spot. There's really not much we can do. I'm going to evolve into this Vikavolt here. We're going to Strong Charge. We can't do any retreating, unfortunately, but we're going to put 2 energy onto the new Vikavolt GX that is full HP. Just to thin out the deck, let me play the level ball, see what I can find. Nothing. Alright, so no Pokemon of 90 HP or less remaining. Now, let's go ahead and Hex Maniac so they can't evolve their Eevee immediately using the Energy Evolution. And that's it. I've already used my ability for the turn. I've just canceled out their abilities. The only one that really affects, of course, is being Eevee. So they can get the knockout on Vikavolt in the active spot. 130. Okay, we'll handle that. You're gonna go for Lysandre? You're welcome to. Go ahead, get 3 prizes. I'm okay with that. They're going to bring up my Vikavolt GX active, and they're going to put this to the bench, and by using the Shadow Bullet, they can take both Pokemon out. But, in exchange, I'm going to... What's that attack called again? Charge Beam. I'm going to Charge Beam for 50 damage and knock out the Umbreon-GX. So a nice bit of a trade back and forth. We're getting 3 prizes. Almost... Well, they're actually taking the lead, but then I'm going to take the lead back again. Let's go, Vikavolt. Alright, things are interesting in this match, most definitely. This is going a lot longer than I was expecting it, too. So it's going to be a longer video than usual, but that's okay. I'm sure you don't mind that. I'm just going to go ahead and Charge Beam. Nothing really needed to play out from hand. Get the knockout, attach a nice good old Lightning Energy onto Vikavolt GX, and grab ourselves 2 more prizes. Super Rod and a Field Blower. Alright, what do we see? Alright, Dragonite. At least I can do super effective damage with our Charge Beam. It's going to hurt me for 130 every turn, though. But, with the Rough Seas, I can play that and heal up. What are you planning? Oh, that's nothing. I thought you were going to Lysandre and get another quick knockout. That's okay. You can check out what's in my hand. You know what I'm working with. Actually, what I should do is read the cards properly. That thing can do 160 thanks to the Choice Band. Good thing I got myself a Field Blower. Is that going to help us at this point? I can heal 1 thing. No, it's not going to help us. I should have read that card safely. Well, we're gonna drop out the stadium. We're gonna heal. Let's go for the Field Blower and get rid of their Choice Band. I'm now going to Skyla for my own Choice Band. Whereabouts might you be? It's not going to get the knockout, but at least I can get some damage off. Is there anything else I can do here? Let me Super Rod. I'm going to put 3 Unknown back in. See if I can get some draw support. Oh, this is looking crazy, scary, intense. What's happening? I could retreat for 1. It's not really going to help. I'm just going to get the damage fired off right here. Charge Beam for 160. Due to weakness, yep. So attach, put a Grass Energy onto it. Oh, this was so close. They're going to get 2 prizes. I should have Leaf Blowered or Field Blowered way earlier than that. I wasn't even thinking that I was going to take damage from, or extra damage from the Choice Band. I misplayed. And that shows you, a single misplay can cost you a match. No matter how epic the match happens to be, too. I'm 20 HP away from winning this fight. And either of my 2 Pokemon could do 20 if I can get 2 energy attached to them. But they're going to get the knockout on Vikavolt. And that's 2 prizes. There's going to be 1 left. We just can't get the energy in play that we need. It is what it is. I did the best I could, although I did, like I say, make a misplay. The only thing I could possibly try to do is stall things out in Lysandre, but I don't think Have I used Lysandre? I have. Have I used both Versus Seekers? I've used one Versus Seeker. Am I upset? No, because this was still a fun match. Look how close this one came down to. They're 20 HP from me getting the win, you know? Is there anything that we can do here? Let's see. It doesn't look like it. I'm using my supporter, so... No, we're just going to just grab any old card. And I should concede right now, but I'm going to just end the turn. Let them get their victory, their points for knocking me out. There's nothing I can do. But let's see. Do they just go for the attack? Because that's all they need to do at this point. I'm always curious to see. Do they play superfluous cards like that double colorless energy they didn't need to? Right, they played one card. Not the worst thing in the world. And they get the knockout. If I had played the Field Blower, though, they were only doing 130 with their Hyper Beam. I could have used the Rough Seas to heal 30, putting me at 100 damage on Vikavolt GX. Another Hyper Beam would bring me to 230. I would have lived with 10. I could have charged Beam for the knockout then. That's all well and good to say, but at least I got Daily Challenge complete. Another 35 tokens. I gotta do more of these challenges. I gotta keep building up my tokens from the, getting those kind of like pre-release type videos that I do. I level up for Lightning. I've got the Lightning deck box. If nothing else, I think that makes me the real winner here today, doesn't it? And thus, due to my own incompetence, we lose that second match, but it was actually a pretty good match, and I really liked that one. It was quite fun, and I can see where I made the misplay. And I forgot to mention this, but this is a good reminder. I love the fact we now have Tool Destruction back in the standard format. Field Blower is definitely an amazing card. Getting rid of the opponent's tool cards. Like, who here has fallen victim to the occasional Garbotoxin from Garbodor? Of course, an ability that says when Garbodor has an item attached to it, all other abilities except Garbotoxin are deactivated. Just blow that tool off of that thing, your abilities come back into play. So, Field Blower, I love having that card in the deck. It might be one of my more standard cards I put in all my future decks from now on, just in case. But at least you saw some decent power behind Vikavolt GX and the Super Zap Cannon, the Energy Acceleration, as I mentioned with my friend Johnny at the Pokemon League in yesterday's player profile video, talking about how Energy Acceleration is definitely an important thing in TCG. I chose the wrong Pokemon to bring up. Here we go. Strong Charge, getting 2 added energy every turn, in addition to 1 from hand. So you can do 3 energy per turn with this Vikavolt. I love this card. It's amazing. And, I mean, you know, I suppose, like, the Vikavolt GX Rainbow Rare is pretty cool, too. But anyways, that's going to be a wrap for today's Pokemon TCG Live Online match. As we're doing right now, we're taking a look at all of the Pokemon GX from the new Guardians Rising expansion. I've got a lot of options here to work with. I still got to trade to get the cards, however. But if you want to see any particular Pokemon in next week's video, just leave a comment down below. Let me know which Pokemon you want to see me formulate a deck strategy around, and I'll see what I can do about getting my virtual hands on some of these cards. We got a lot of GXs to take a look at here. There's a lot of options. I'm going to be interested to try the Tapus at some point. Tapu Koko. We already tried Tapu Lele. Not a full, really well-versed strategy, so it is coming back at some point. And then, of course, there's the super intense Poison of Toxapex GX. That's tempting to try next. I don't know, but leave a comment which one you want to see next. And, of course, if you like today's video and the idea of the deck strategy, feel free to drop a like down below on the video. If you have any ideas how to make my deck a little bit more consistent and it's like cohesive for anyone that wants to try to recreate this for themselves, leave them in a comment down below as well. So anyone that wants to sort of redo this idea for themselves, your comments could help them make a more, consistent and victorious deck, possibly in a competitive format. That's about it. Before I do leave, however, I gave you a code at the start of the video. I'm breaking tradition. I've got another code for an online booster pack that I'm going to give out right now below my face. So there's a code for... I don't even know what pack it is, but my friend Brad has given me a number of code cards, and I figure I can share some of those with you guys, because I've got plenty of cards as it is. I want to share the love, spread the joy. So first want to get that code down below. Feel free to drop it into Pokemon TCG Online. If you're not sure what to do, of course, just go to your shop and hit your redeem codes, and you can type in the code that you see on screen. First come, first serve. If you get that code, excellent. It then comes out of the system. No one else can take that code away from you once you've claimed it. But that's about it. So I want to say once again, thanks for watching today's video. If you want to see some more videos in the TCG Online vein of things, there's a link in the description to the entire playlist, hailing all the way back to my very first, I think it was Victory Bell Dragalge, from the Flashfire and Furious Fist expansions. Pretty cool combo. But all the way up until now, with Guardians Rising, just the sky's the limit right now. We've just started scratching the barrel. scratching the top. Is that the term? Scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yes, we're not at the bottom, we're at the top. We just started scratching the surface. There we go. Of Guardians Rising. So, that's about it. Alright, so thanks once again for watching today's video. Professor Chaz is getting tongue-tied, so now it's time to sign off. As always, I will catch you next time.